and they didn't build an ecosystem. And they're fighting and scratching and crawling and losing faith because there was no system, there was no design, there was no discipline, and there was no defense. What we did was different. That's why 2025, we celebrated the red because we bought and we bought. And I hope that it stays red for a longer period of time. And I know that pisses you off, but when you start to understand what I'm talking about, it will make you wealthy. You do not get wealthy in green, you get wealthy in red. Write that down. So, what we did from 2020 to 2022 is we got disciplined. We got out of a vertical strategy. We realized that my income, when I trade labor, I'm getting paid in debt. So, if I'm getting paid in debt, they took away 24% of your purchasing power because of inflation from 2020 to 2023. And why the hell would I take income and buy liabilities? I took my income, took my profits from crypto, which changed our lives, and I bought more cash flow. I didn't buy stuff. I didn't lifestyle creep. I bought more assets and more cash flow. It was not easy. It was difficult, but it was worth it because the price appreciation was unnatural. And it will happen again. There'll be a moment where boom, it's going to start shooting up and it's unnatural. But your psyche, if you haven't built wealth, is going to want to buy stuff because you're so suppressed. You've been waiting so long. So you're going to buy the Lambo and the watch. You're going to prove to everybody, fuck you, I did it. And nobody cares. And I know that's going to piss you off, but nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit what kind of car I drive. That's why I don't show my lifestyle. Nobody cares what my house looks like. Nobody cares. And shit, when I post these videos, I'm talking to myself. I know we all want to believe everybody's going to think this is the greatest video when we post something. Nobody cares. Half of you won't even ever make it this long in my videos. That's okay. What I care about is speaking my truth. This is the era of authenticity. So I digress. So what we did was key. I took income, I created cash flow. I moved cash flow and income into assets, which are offensive. Offense goes up and down. They trained you to invest in just the 401k. That's going to save you. That's offensive. It goes up and down. What happened to our parents that were trying to retire in 2006, 2008? They got effed. But that's not what the elites are doing. They're not putting their money in a 401k. They're moving with the economic cycles. They get the printed money at the top, it's cheap, and it comes all the way down. And when it gets to us, it's expensive. So we get the most expensive money. We get paid in someone else's debt. They encourage us to get a 30-year mortgage, an auto loan, and a credit card, borrowing against our future labor as they buy assets. As they move with the economic cycles. When you're coming in to get rich quick in the offensive, they're selling you their assets. They're going into P, protection, to weather the collapse and cycle. You're not going to beat the cycle, guys. It's always been, and it always will be. We developed cash flow with our income, moved our cash flow out of a deflationary fake currency to assets that we believed were going to beat inflation. When they beat inflation, we pulled